I think we have a close second for one of the worst gaming journalists out there in Zarmena Khan, who about a month or so ago wrote an article attacking gamers in regards to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now she's writing an article attacking gamers in regards to Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, full disclosure, she's already had me blocked. I guess she didn't like what I have to say, but that's the MO. This is how these guys operate. They'll attack gamers, and then when there's backlash of any sort, they will go into protected tweets or they'll block, and then they'll continue to do their attacks towards gamers. So PlayStation Lifestyle posted this right here, advertising her article saying Dragon Age the Veilguard off to a good start amid troll attack. So if you've been following all of the coverage that we've been providing here, as well as other people on Twitter and YouTube, there's been a lot of controversy with Dragon Age Veilguard, a lot of people giving their opinions, and yeah, the game is off to a good start. It seems like it's doing pretty good. The player base is expanding, but that doesn't invalidate all the criticisms that this game is getting, from the top surgery scar stuff to the misgender cutscene that's absolute fucking shoehorned self-insertion, woke ideology. It's all fair game. It doesn't invalidate that. And now the user scores are out, and the user scores are actually quite low. So critics to user scores was to be expected. When critics like something, that means it's woke as crap. But funny enough, PlayStation Lifestyle has this blocked where only accounts that they mention can reply. So that tells you everything that you need to know. Everything that you need to know about this journalist and this website. So looking at the article, you can see right here, she does it again. She tries to blame right-wing grifters and right-wing personalities and a whole. She basically calls their followers stupid and everything like that. You can see Dragon Age the Veilguard sales are looking strong despite a constant concerted effort by the usual grifters to hurt its sales. So she probably has Grom's derangement syndrome, Smash JT derangement syndrome. You know, the usual grifters. These guys call you a grifter when you go outside their echo chamber, when you don't cater to their special needs. They will call you a grifter. That's all it means. It means nothing. Don't let these people tear you down because they're miserable. They're more miserable with themselves than anything. They said the discourse surrounding the game even attracted the attention of influential right-wing personalities, but that didn't stop it from becoming one of publisher Electronic Arts' biggest single-player launches, which, good on that. Good that this is a successful launch. But it's, again, it doesn't invalidate any of the criticism. It does not invalidate any of it. It doesn't take away that misgendered scene in the game is still fucking cringe, and that's proof that it's woke ideologies being forced into the game. So going on, this article says at the time of writing, Veilguard's not only the best-selling game on Steam globally, it's also topping PlayStation store charts in a number of regions. The game's concurrent users surpassed 70,000 on Steam alone, which is good, but for a BioWare title, they're going to need bigger numbers than that. I bet they spent millions of dollars on this game. We'll see if it makes a return of profit, especially now that user reviews are coming out and users are playing the game. They can refund it. We'll see what happens, right? If it's good, if it does solid, again, like I said, that's fair, but it doesn't invalidate any of the criticism. These people, and I've seen it where people are like, oh, these anti-woke grifters really want the game to fail. Ha ha ha, they want the game to fail. No, we just gave our opinion on certain things in the game. I've never called for this game to fail. I've never called for it to be canceled. If anything, I said I was going to be interested in playing it eventually, that I was not going to get it day one, that I was going to wait and see for the user reviews. And if they're good, fair. But again, it doesn't invalidate any of the criticism. It doesn't. It does not invalidate any of the criticism. So this article just goes on to say that we're here to burst that bubble and point out that concurrent players mean the number of people playing a game at the same time is not a sales number, that it holds a Metacritic average of 84 out of 100 on PS5, looking at legitimate, so she's downplaying it, legitimate reviews. Critics seem a bit split on the title, especially its pacing. That said, a score of 84 out of 100 is pretty solid. After the disastrous launch of Anthem, BioWare has certainly redeemed itself with Dragon Age the Veilguard. So most of this article attacking chuds, as she likes to say, right? Smash JT made a banger article about it, where some tweets of hers, because again, she has people blocked, have come out attacking. For example, you can see right here, She says it again. Hey, worthless chuds, concurrent players is not the number of copies sold on a platform. All it means is the amount of people playing at the same time. You guys are so stupid, it's mind-blowing. Dragon Age Veilguard remain rent-free in your empty heads. You notice that all these Wokies always go to like these personal attacks about people's appearances, their age, their intelligence. It's because they're miserable. It's because they're the most insecure people that they have to have labels to feel like they're a person. They have to have a label attached to who they are. Whether it's, we have to know who they sleep with in the bedroom, what bathroom they use, what they want to identify as, even though it's not what they are. We have to know what ethnicity they are. We have to have like every single fucking thing in the book labeled attached to them so that they can feel important. But they're calling us worthless chuds because we have an opinion on a video game. That is not invalidated, by the way. Regardless of how many copies this sells, it doesn't invalidate anything. It does not invalidate anything. So Smash basically tore her up, called her out, saying, quick refresher for those who put this woman out of your mind for good reason. She's developed quite the reputation for defending controversial gaming industry figures and stances while pushing an ideological narrative. Yeah, and she calls gamers trolls for simply questioning the casting choice of Erika Ishii, and she's now become a regular in defending corporate and ideological interest over genuine community concerns. So I got Assassin's Creed Shadows confused. It's the other woke samurai game. It's Ghost of Yotei. She went on like a gamer tangent calling gamers out for Erika Ishii's behavior on Twitter, right? So basically called her out. He said that her articles lack any kind of honest balance, favoring agenda-driven narratives with no attention paid to factual integrity. Her background, which includes work for the British government prior to joining PlayStation Lifestyle, has also raised plenty of questions about her true connection to the gaming community, because to be honest, that sure sounds to me like someone who leans heavily into the area of activism, which is right. This girl is a humongous activist, just like all the other gaming journalists out there. Right, and they're raging against gamers. They're hating on actual gamers. They're angry. And Smash basically tears down her argument about concurrent players. So she said that concurrent players doesn't mean the number of games that were sold, right? Smash says she wants to compare Dragon Age to games but doesn't mention any, as it would instantly invalidate her argument. Monster Hunter Wilds, as I'm stuttering all over myself, let me get some water. Says Monster Hunter Wilds beta came out on the same day and blew the numbers out of the water. Why would she ignore that? And that's true. The beta, a beta, right, came out, blew the numbers out of the water. And I saw Alyssa Mercante come out and try to say, oh, well, a free game, blah, blah, blah. And, well, Concord was free, and it didn't reach these numbers, toots. So BioWare, while this is successful on paper, still has a long way to fucking go for this game to profit. And just like these guys try to say, we're desperate for this game to fail, that the chuds are desperate to get an own on a woke game, you guys are desperate to try to get an own on us. You guys don't care if this game does good. You guys don't even care if this game is a good game at all. You just want to have good reviews on it, which is why the critics are obviously paid when they're saying return to form on every single fucking review. You guys are sweating because the user reviews are going to show the truth about what real gamers think about this game. Hands fucking down. You guys are desperate for a win, so you guys could be like, oh, I gotcha. We gotcha. Dragon Age did great. And you somehow seem to think that invalidates all the opinion about it. Nothing that I've ever said about this game had anything to do with sales. Now, if it doesn't make a profit, guess what? That's a flop. And it's been remained to see, it remains to be seen whether this game's going to be a flop or not. So we'll see about a month or two, maybe 3, maybe after the holidays. We'll see how many copies this game sells. Is it going to sell 1 million? Probably. But is that going to make its profits back? No. So for them to attack and say gamers are this and that and blah, blah, blah and all this bullshit, this is just cope for them. Honestly, cope. Looking at the scores, the Metacritic score, if it's critics, doesn't mean shit. To be like, oh, it holds an average of 84 out of 100, looking at legitimate reviews. So this is, again, gatekeeping by all these political activists that disguise themselves as gaming journalists, it's literal gatekeeping, downplaying the opinion of actual gamers, the people that are actually buying the games, to where, you know, PlayStation Lifestyle doesn't even want them to be able to reply because they don't want to hear a debate. They don't want to hear rebuttals. They don't want to hear difference of opinion. This is how they act. And if you go against it, you're a grifter, guys. These people are literally the worst. Legitimate reviews. So downplaying anybody. So if you watching this, play this game, and you go on a Metacritic and you write that you didn't enjoy the game, that you thought it was bad, these journalists don't think you're legitimate. They think that your opinion or any thoughts that you have on this game are invalid, null and void. Don't let these people silence you. Speak up. Do what you got to do to get your opinion out there. Don't let them try to shame you. Don't let them call you a rage bait grifter just because you're going against a game that they desperately want to succeed so they could say, haha, you grifters lost. That's all it is to them. I see it all the time. I've seen it in Discords. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it in group chats where all these guys are like, oh, Grums and them are probably seething right now because they desperately want this to fail. They're all like that. You see it on all the message boards and stuff. I'm like in about 30 different Discords, and I've seen it everywhere. For whatever reason, these guys just want it to purposely succeed, or so they could blame the people that wanted it to fail. That's like, it's childish. I don't want this game to fail. I just think it's fucking cringe that there's woke shit in it. So let me know your thoughts, guys, down below. Cringe article by Zarmena Khan. Again, front runner for worst journalist of the year, right after Alyssa Mercante. Probably, if not tied. So let me know your thoughts, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Take care.